Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, a place where I talk all things beauty, all things complexion, all things skin tints. The spring has sprung. I have my beautiful tulips in the background. My husband actually cut them for me yesterday. I was in a bit of a funky mood for this couple of days and he was so kind and brought me flowers. When spring arrives, I personally tend to reach for lighter complexion products. And I'm so excited because today we're talking about the new Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint. It's the newest release from them and addition to their Hydro Grip family. So today we're going to do demo, we're going to talk about the packaging, the ingredients, we're going to do the full day wear test. And of course, at the end of the day, I will share my honest thoughts and opinions on this product. If all of that sounds good to you, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next beauty review. But now, let's just jump straight into it. Now, I got mine through the reviewing platform called Octoly. Oh no, it's called Skippers now. So this wasn't sent in PR from the brand to me, but I did get it through that product platform, but this will be absolutely unbiased and honest review. Now, it comes in 15 shades, which is not a lot. It's not like a huge shade range, but of course it's a skin tint and they claim that it's quite flexible, so take that as you will. I got mine in the shade 2 and it is described as fair with neutral undertones, and I would say this is an amazing shade match for me. It's currently available at all places where you can get Milk Makeup, think Milk Makeup websites, Sephora, and actually they are available at Ulta now, which is so exciting. It comes with 1 fluid ounce of product, so nothing unusual there. And it retails for $36. Now, a little background about me. I'm 35, I have dry skin. I have quite a bit of redness on my skin, especially in the center of my face. I also have hyperpigmentation and sun damage here on my cheekbones and a little bit on my forehead. I have something popping out, so we will see how the skin tint covers that. I had my acne phase, so we have quite a bit of texture over here from my hormonal acne. Personally, I prefer my foundations to have a medium coverage and a natural/dewy finish. This is not my first impression with this product. I've actually been wearing it for, I don't know, maybe 1 week plus at this point, so I definitely have my thoughts and opinions on this product. But now let's just quickly talk about the packaging. I actually think it's really cute. It comes in this sleek, squeezy tube. I personally love that it's blue. It conveys the idea of being hydrating and good for your skin. I love that you can actually see the shade of your skin tint through the tube before using it. It's like a little sneak peek, if you will, and I just love visual things like that. As you can tell, there's like a clear plastic overlay on the cap, and I will be honest, and this is embarrassing, but I was sitting here and doing this a couple of times. You actually have to unscrew the cap. So maybe it's just me, but not a big deal, of course. I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was funny. And inside we have this thin and precise applicator, which I think is a nice touch, especially if you want to apply your skin tint exactly where you want to. I personally don't apply foundations directly to my face. I always use the back of my hand first, but if you're someone who likes to go straight from the tube, I think you will really like how sleek and precise this applicator is. I also have to mention that when I first got it, my product was just oozing and kept going non-stop. I feel like it's because there was some bubble of air inside. Now it's gone, it stopped oozing, but of course it's so messy right now, so I just wanted to mention that. Right, but now let's jump into the claims that this product gives. According to Milk Makeup, this is a skin tint that won't quit. So it says that it has a weightless gel texture, buildable light coverage, natural dewy finish, up to 12-hour wear. It won't fade, crease or settle into fine lines, and it's suitable for all skin types. Think sensitive, acne prone, oily, so we are all invited to this party. Overall, we have some pretty big claims, okay? But now let's talk a little bit about the ingredients. Now, I'm not a cosmetics chemist, please, whatsoever, but I do like to know what I'm putting on my skin, and I know a lot of you guys are also super picky. Plus, some ingredients can be a little harsh or cause reactions, so it's always good to know what's inside of here. So I'll just go ahead and break down the most notable ingredients in here, and hopefully that will help you guys to make your informed choices. First up, we have triple powered hyaluronic acid, or as Milk Makeup calls it, hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is a well-established, well-researched, and widely used ingredient for hydration. Think of it as a big drink of water for your skin. It pulls moisture in and helps your skin feeling plump and hydrated, and it's amazing for all skin types. It's just a nice added boost of hydration. Next we have niacinamide, and this is one of my favorite ingredients. It's fantastic for calming the skin, reducing redness, evening out skin tone. So if you're someone who experiences blotchiness and irritation and unevenness, niacinamide is a key ingredient that can benefit you. It also helps to regulate oil production, making it an amazing option for oily skin or combo skin if you want to have that, hydrated finish without looking greasy. Then we have squalane, which is a hydrating ingredient that helps to lock in moisture without making you greasy. It's non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog your pores, so it's amazing for acne-prone and oily skin types. We also have aloe water, which is a soothing ingredient. And we have one standout ingredient here, and it is blue agave extract. It's supposed to grip makeup and make it last up to 12 hours. It's especially helpful if you're somebody who has oily skin or if you live in a really humid climate. Basically, it helps prevent makeup from sliding around, from creasing, from fading. We also have hemp seed oil, which helps with inflammation. This skin tint is fragrance-free, which is amazing, especially for sensitive skin, because sometimes fragrances can be irritating. And there are no harsh drying alcohols in it, meaning it's way more gentler than other products on the market. Overall, this product seems to be amazing for those of us who have dry, sensitive or combo skins. It has a lot of soothing and hydrating ingredients in it. Alright, that's the rundown of the ingredients, but now let me zoom you guys in a little bit and let's see how this bad boy performs. Ooh, jump scare to all my pores and wrinkles, but I don't have anything on my face besides my morning skincare. I have my essence, my vitamin C, my moisturizer and my sunscreen. Now, Milk Makeup says that we don't have to use a primer to make the skin tint last, but it says that it's better together with the rest of the Hydro Grip family. To triple your grip, prep your base with the Hydro Grip primer. So I thought we would give it a fair chance and use the Hydro Grip primer today with the skin tint. It's been a while since I've used this primer. Not gonna lie, this one feels like I'm literally applying glue to my skin, but in the best way possible, if you know what I mean. Feels really hydrating and slightly sticky. I would suggest you guys prime your face every time before you apply a complexion product. I don't think you have to use this one. There are so many gripping primers right now on the market, much more affordable options. Just use whatever you have and already love. I'm just using this one for the sake of the video. Alright, I let that sink in for a couple of minutes. Now let's go in with the skin tint. I'm just gonna squeeze out a little bit on the back of my hand. And here you can see the texture. As you can see, it's quite liquidy. The texture feels really unique to me. I would definitely agree with the description of it being a weightless gel. And there's absolutely no fragrance to it. I've noticed that along with skin tint, Milk Makeup was sending out one of their foundation brushes. I don't have that brush. I'm gonna use this brush from Say. It's one of their dual-ended one. I'm just gonna use this part of the brush to pick up my skin tint from the back of my hand. And I will saturate and prime my brush with the product. I've learned this trick from Katie Jane Hughes. Also forgot to mention, Milk Makeup says that we can use basically anything to apply it, our fingers, brushes, sponges, whatever we want. Personally, not a finger application girl, so we will not be doing that today. Okay, let's start applying it. I like to apply my foundation starting from the center of my face, because this is where I have most of my redness. Alright, so this side of my face has one thin layer of Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint. And just to compare, on this side I have nothing. So you can guys see side by side. I really enjoy how that looks on the skin. It definitely gives a dewy, hydrated finish. But it did such a good job of covering my redness. I really love that. There's one thing about the skin tint that I wanted to mention. I personally feel it on my skin. It's not too bad, but I definitely feel like it's a little bit sticky on me. From 1 to 10, I would give it maybe a 5. I don't know, I just feel like I really want to set it down a little bit. But now let's move on to this side, and maybe let's use our beauty blender on this side, and basically we will do the same. Wow, it's getting messier and messier, but I will squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand first. Pick it up with my sponge and then start applying it to the face. Do you guys switch out your foundations for more lighter coverage ones in springtime? I feel like I naturally do that without even realizing it. Alright, I feel like I'm done blending it out. Interesting, I feel like the sides look pretty much the same. Maybe the side with sponge looks even more dewier and hydrated. Next time I'm applying it, I will definitely go for the sponge. I just like the way it sits on my skin better. I still have a little bit of redness peeking through, so let me just go ahead and try to build it up a little bit. We'll see how it builds up. I find that skin tints usually don't build up that well, but let's see. Yeah, I definitely did a little bit of something, but I wouldn't say that it builds up really well. I'm just starting to see it kind of sitting on top of my skin, so I'd rather not to keep going with it. I feel like it's just one of those products that you have to, accept it for what it is. It's a light coverage skin tint, and that's what it is. All right, but overall I'm not mad at the way it looks on my skin. It's very dewy though. You see that, right? It doesn't look patchy or blotchy. Sometimes skin tints do that to me. It's pretty even. It gives a nice layer of light coverage. And yes, it's dewy. We're looking good so far. Alright, now I just want to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup. I will try my best not to use too much concealer because I don't know, I just want to keep the whole vibe really light. And I will also use a light hand when setting my face. Alright, I will be back in 3, 2, 1. And I'm back. My makeup is fully done, fully complete. I enjoy how it turned out today. I love it. My skin looks really good today with this skin tint on. I've used a little bit of Coffee's concealer under my eyes. I really enjoy this concealer. And I've set the T-zone with my Huda's powder. This one is in Cupcake. I really enjoy this one too. I didn't set the whole face with it because I find that this is a really mattifying powder. So I try to limit it only to my T-zone. But let me guys zoom you in just a tiny bit so that you can see how the skin looks. Please ignore my eyeshadow. It's already creasing like crazy. Overall, I really enjoy how this looks on my skin. I feel like it looks really natural. It does look a little bit patchy and dry around this part right here, but this is my problem area. Almost all foundations kind of stick to it weirdly and accentuate dryness over there. And as always, the dryness is not as pronounced on this side where I used my beauty blender. It gathered a little bit in my smile lines, but again, I'm a 35-year-old lady and almost all foundations do that to me. But still something I wanted to notice. But other than that, it looks pretty much flawless and I really enjoy this shade match. I feel like a good setting powder will definitely take down that dewiness quite a bit. And it doesn't really feel heavy or sticky to me right now, which is a plus, but of course this might change in a couple of hours. It's currently 11:24. Please don't judge my dirty screen. So let's do our first check-in in about 3 hours. I will go ahead and have my lunch and I will come back at around 2 p.m, right? And we will see how skin looks like and holding up. So I will see you in a couple of hours. Alright you guys, I'm back. It's currently, let me show you, 2:36. I have my lunch. I just did a little bit of cleaning, organizing, did a little bit of editing. I'm having this drink from Trader Joe's. I know so many people don't like this, but I do. But here's what the skin looks like. Let me just guys zoom you in a little bit. Let's give it a close look. So I think you can tell that that forehead is getting so shiny. You can clearly see that I set my face here and here I didn't really. And we're getting really shiny over there. It does accentuate my smile lines a little bit. And I also can see it gathering in my creases over here. But other than that, it still looks pretty fine. Not really breaking down. It still looks pretty good and intact overall. It just gets a little bit shinier and dewier, and I feel like we will get really dewy by the end of the day, but of course we will have to see about that. Also in this part under my bottom lip, it looks a little bit cakey, nothing too major. I had much worse, just a tiny bit, but again, overall we're looking good. I would agree with their claim that it makes your skin looks a little bit smoother. Yes, I would say, but because it's dewier formula, I feel like my pores are a little bit more pronounced than with some of my other smoothing foundations. But overall, I feel like it still looks really good. I'm really happy with the way it looks. It just makes your skin looks really fresh and healthy. Alright, I will just go ahead and continue with the rest of my day. I plan to take the kids out to play in the park. Well, I promised them. So hopefully I can take you guys along and show how this skin tint looks in natural light. We plan to go at around 6, so maybe the sun will start setting down, but hopefully I will be able to show you how it looks in natural light, because I feel like it's also a very important factor in reviews. Okay, enough talking, I will see you in a couple of hours. Alright you guys, it's about 6 p.m. now and we are playing outside in the park, and here's how the skin is looking like. You can see some creases over here. Here is my forehead up close. I really love that it's not breaking down, and I feel like the dewiness pronounces these wrinkles over here a little bit more than I would like, but overall not too bad. I actually really like how this looks in natural light, to be honest. The sun has set down already, so you cannot see the glow, but this is how we're looking at 6 p.m. Don't really see that it's wearing off a ton. Overall, we're still looking good. It's so cold today. Oh my gosh. But now we're gonna go home and we're gonna have dinner, and I will do my final check-in after dinner. Alright you guys, so we are at our final check-in. I've applied this Milk Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint at around 11:30ish, and it is now 8:38. We just finished having dinner and this makeup has been on for the whole day. I'm honestly ready for my shower, but let's talk about the skin tint. And as always, I will zoom you in. So this is how we're looking at 9 hours of wear time. I will say it wore pretty gracefully. It didn't break down, it didn't get patchy, which I really appreciate, but can we just talk about the shine? As you can see, we have some serious glow going on, especially in my T-zone. I know that it's the foundation making my skin glowy when I see glow here. I never get glowy here. That forehead is so shiny, I can almost see my reflection in it. And also my pores are so glowy and pronounced right now. I feel like my cheeks are not that glowy compared to my forehead, which is interesting. Looking up close, I can see that coverage stayed pretty much even throughout my face. It only wore down a little bit on my nose, and I didn't blow my nose, I didn't touch it, so it just tells me that it's the skin tint wearing down over time. And even though I'm dry, I do get this itch to bloat my face, so let me just go ahead and do that so we can get the shine under control a little bit. And also my nose and cheeks right here where I have pores, a tiny bit on the chin, and we're done. Okay, wow, that was actually so easy to fix. I feel like my makeup still looks good by the end of the day. I'm impressed, not gonna lie. But now let me just sum it up and give my final thoughts on this product. Overall, I'm really impressed with this skin tint. It's super lightweight, hydrating, and so forgiving on dry skin. That being said, I wish it wasn't this glowy by the end of the day. It starts with this beautiful, dewy, fresh look, but by 9-hour mark, it kind of leans into almost oily territory. I feel like this is a dream for my dry skin besties. Normal skin besties, you'll probably love it too. Combo skin, only if you don't mind that extra glow in your T-zone. But my oily skin friends, unless you love that super dewy look, I'd say steer clear. Because you guys saw, I'm someone with dry skin and I was so tempted to bloat and I had to do it. So that says you everything you need to know. And here's a quick recommendation for my oily skin girls. Go for the Luminous Glow Tint from L'Oreal. I feel like it also gives you that fresh dewy glow to your skin, but it doesn't get as intense as the Milk Up one does. I feel like the Milk Makeup one is much dewier, noticeably dewier than this one. And also the L'Oreal one holds onto coverage a little bit better on places like around my nose, whereas the Milk Makeup one fades a little bit faster. Alright, I think that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I tested the new Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Gel Skin Tint. Are you guys picking this one up? Let me know. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts. And as always, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my future uploads. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!